got an interesting update in the David situation because his girlfriend, probably his most notorious friend who is a girl, some people have said girlfriend, some people have said maybe there was some weird love triangle going on. What we do know is this is probably one of his closest female friends. Asia Collins, this girl has been associated with David and the David case for quite some time, and she's definitely made a lot of missteps, and now we're seeing her for the first time calling out David. What is it? We're nearly a year, we're more than a year on from the murder. We're, months on from his arrest, and we're finally seeing her clap back at David officially, publicly. It's a little bit too little too late, but it is very interesting. So I'm going to walk you through the new statement that David's friend has made. It does give a little bit more information about what was going on behind the scenes with David and his friendship group and the stories that he was telling them about what happened to Celeste. But unfortunately, this is just another misstep by Asia, because it's not just too little too late, but it's like, this is such a flimsy little denouncement that it's kind of like, it really took you months to even say the slightest thing putting down David. And, we all know that it seems like, all of David's friends, they were hedging their bets hoping that this would all blow over and it was all a big misunderstanding. They could keep hitching their wagons to his star. But as time has gone on and it's become more obvious that he is completely cooked, his former friends are now sort of scurrying around and trying to find a little bit of cover in this situation and turning on him, a whole year after the murder happened, which is absolutely shameless. But I'm going to break it down to you in this video. I'm going to recap some of the situations that Asia has kind of been involved in and how she sort of put her foot in it over the years, because we've seen her do this Reddit AMA that was a complete disaster. In that AMA, in the AMA, she admitted and verified that the screenshot of somebody sending her the missing persons poster of Celeste when she was a 13-year-old child that was still missing and going on little jaunts to hang out with David on Valentine's Day, she confirmed that that was real. She did get sent the missing persons poster of this 13-year-old minor that was dating her best friend, and it was so bizarre. People in the comments of that AMA were basically saying, how on earth are you not consulting a lawyer? How are you on Reddit just doing AMAs about an open murder case? And this all should have been approved by your lawyer. This shouldn't have even happened. So this is somebody who is crashing out on all levels. They are, just attempting their best to kind of like, regroup and rebuild, the scraps of this sort of, I don't want to say a career in entertainment, but like career as a hanger-on to a famous singer who, his career is over. David's career is over, right? His career as a singer is over. His career as a convict and as a notorious PDF, monster murderer, allegedly, is what's going on now. And she really doesn't want to associate with him. But this girl has made so many mistakes. She has caused, so much confusion. And I think it's another one of these. It's way too little too late, but it's also like, it just goes to show, it's like, oh, now you want to denounce David. You really need to pop out here and make a full-blown public statement, making it very, very clear what you knew, what you didn't know, what David knew. And I'm surprised that we're even getting this from her, but I'm going to break it down to you in this video. So Asia Collins, she kind of did this post. This has been kind of going around on Reddit. She made this post on her story, and it was essentially her hardest denouncement of David so far, which isn't saying much because it's barely a denouncement really on that sort of level. But she basically was triggered by a comment that was left on her page, and she's kind of crashed out over it. So I'll tell you what was said. So this is a post that was on her page all the way back on March the 30th. Now, somebody has just commented on this recently and called her out, saying she cosplayed and mocked a dead, missing little girl. You're weird. So just for context, okay, a lot of people have said that she's kind of, dressed up in outfits like Celeste. She's going to play the race card and say that, oh, everybody thinks people of color all look the same. That's not true, and that's not fair, and that's a deflection of the real issue, which is people thought she was cosplaying as Celeste because of the styling, because of the clothes she was wearing was similar to what Celeste was known to wear, because of the way her hair was styled. Nothing to do with the skin tone or, any kind of racial bias, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But Asia's reposted this comment and said, I'd appreciate if everyone used their brains for 1 second when they talk about the Celeste Rivas case. This isn't something light to just spew bullshit out of your mouths about. I've been quiet about it, but to say I cosplayed as a child just because we're the same skin tone and have hair curls is insane work. Have some respect. So again, she's more outraged at the fact that she is being exposed for, all of her involvement in David's friendship circle and, being informed of the fact that this was a missing little girl and not doing anything about it. I'm not saying she could have saved Celeste, but like, you know, it sounds like she confronted David and David lied to her and she just swallowed it wholesale because, you know, she wanted to stay in this friendship circle. She wanted to be around this celebrity. She wanted to live that celebrity lifestyle, even though she wasn't bringing anything to the table. And now to make it about race is just ridiculous. But here is where we actually get an update. She said, I've been said that we aren't friends anymore. That psychopath lied and betrayed everyone around him. So she's basically saying, I've said to everybody, we're not friends anymore. I've been said we aren't friends anymore. Like, we aren't friends anymore is possibly the understatement of a century. How can you still be friends with somebody that is currently locked up in, you know, locked up, I can't remember what it's called, but, you know, the prison downtown LA, he's probably segregated from general population. He's facing charges of R-word and murder of a minor. How can you even be like you defending yourself saying I've been said we aren't friends anymore, bro? It's like you don't get any points for that. You don't get any points for that. So now you're saying the psychopath lied and betrayed everyone around him, and it makes you wonder, like, you know, when someone lies to you, it's kind of like you have to ask yourself, like, are you genuinely being deceived, or are you just choosing to believe something because it's convenient for you? I just think, in my opinion, that Asia probably chose to believe David's lies. I'm not sure it's even true that she really confronted him over the missing child's poster, but she confirmed that screenshot of her being sent the missing persons poster for Celeste when she was 13 and a runaway hanging out with David on Valentine's Day. She confirmed that was real, and she later said that she confronted David and he lied about it. Now, I'm sorry, but if you've been sent a missing persons poster for a little girl, and the guy saying, no, it's cap, it's not true, you actually are allowing yourself to be deceived. You need to use your brain. This woman did not use her brain. And again, I'm not saying she could have saved her. Maybe she could have saved her, but all I'm saying is that she could have done something. She could have exposed this guy as the P word at the time. She could have done some more due diligence. What research did she do to confirm that when David said, oh, it's all cap, that missing persons poster that has my girlfriend on it, all right? And I think, this is my opinion, but I think she'd met and been around Celeste. And maybe she was lied to. Maybe she just wanted to believe the lies because she was on this Hollywood thing. And a lot of these types of people are the enablers that allow these things to happen. If I had met David and seen him with a minor and seen a missing persons poster of the minor, I might have whooped his ass, or I might have just, like, checked him on this shit, okay? The idea that these people were being lied to, I think... If someone tells you a really flimsy lie, if someone tells you that they're I'm the, you know what I'm saying, I'm the president of California. If I meet someone at a party and they tell me they're the president of California, I'm kind of going to be like, you're either crazy, you're definitely a liar, but, like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not rocking with you. I'm not rocking with you. And if anyone asks me about you, I'm going to say this guy seems like a liar. But it's convenient for you guys, right? If I think I'm going to get something out of this guy, I might be like, oh, yeah, I believe you. So I just feel like the way that she's like, oh, this psychopath lied and he betrayed everyone around him. Well, you betrayed yourself by believing his nonsense because you confirmed that you were informed that this missing person's poster of a child was real. Or you were informed that the girl was a missing person and David told you a complete lie and you chose to believe it in spite of the evidence you'd already been provided with, which you've confirmed in the Reddit AMA is true. And so whoever this is, right, they're low-key trolling, right? They're saying, hey, babe, who are they saying you cosplayed? Obviously, they're dumb. I'm just wondering. And she says, they're saying I cosplayed as Celeste Rivas. I just have curly hair and used to be friends with David. Sorry for the harassment towards you. People saying, I'm sorry, babe, you've been going through this, okay? So I'm more sorry for Celeste than Asia, but basically this is kind of what's going on. And this is it's not the first time she's spoken out, but again, it's like one of the very few rare times when she has actually denounced David, which took her a damn long time. Okay. So this is like a still from a video where, again, Celeste was found in a tube top just like this. Okay. And, you know, there's a bunch of different things going on where she was apparently at some party, you know, there was a live stream. She was in the background at a party. And again, she's not a celebrity. She's not done anything of note in the media whatsoever other than be associated with this child murderer, allegedly. But, you know, she's posting this. Shout out to Crystal's cameraman for getting the good angles of Johnny while he tries to hide from his own stream while he spends time hosting and taking shots with the VIP guest, allegedly. All right. So that's her at the party. And again, they're saying, oh, she's saying, oh, you're saying all women of color look the same just because I have curls. Well, I don't seen her with straight hair a million times. She's looking pretty Celeste in this. I'm not going to lie to you. Just like the way she's set up, the way she's styled herself. It's not about race. I'd say it's about style. And I think that was a mistake, personally. I think it's like, oh, I can't believe everybody's... No, you are involved in this case. You're out here doing Reddit AMA, so you're involving yourself in this situation. And, that's kind of that. That is what it is. So, yeah, basically... It's not a great look, all right? And she's out here on parties, on live streams, getting handsy with dudes at behind the scenes of the live stream. Says Johnny tells Eve she should make anyone feel uncomfortable to even look at her. But here he is, comfortable enough to be touching up on each other with another girl. So, yeah. So this was like a previous post she'd made where she tried to play the race card as well. So she'd basically said, since people are being still pretty disrespectful, I'll clarify some things. I didn't know the girl, nor her age, may she rest in peace. Now, that's now proven to be a lie because she was informed that she was a 13-year-old runaway, and she confirmed that in her own AMA. Said, I've never posted any videos with Celeste Rivas, only my friends Vanessa and Celeste Herrera, who are commonly being mistaken as Celeste Rivas. She didn't say I never met her, never hung out with her. I have never posted any pictures or videos. I have never posted any videos with her. Like, huh? This says, everyone wants to act like TikTok detectives, yet can't tell the difference between a person of color. Let's pack it up, y'all. So making it about race at the end, I just think is really egregious and embarrassing. So she confirmed that this is real, that she was informed that this was a missing 13-year-old girl, because these screenshots are real. When Celeste was at David's house, allegedly, on February 2024, on Valentine's Day, she is being messaged... Like, she is seeing on somebody's story. She's seeing on somebody's story, the little girl, saying, bro, this is my friend's girlfriend. They said, is there a way you can confirm she's 13? And she said, you're lying. Well, she had the wherewithal. She had the genius insight to think that she was seeing through this person who was sharing a missing persons poster of a runaway minor. She was smart enough to think she had seen through them and called them out for lying. But when David lied to her and said, oh, I don't know what lie David told, because she's not said that. She should come out and say that rather than just giving these ambiguous statements of like, I'm not friends with him anymore. He's a piece of, he manipulated us. Well, this person wasn't manipulating you and you tried to call them out for lying. This person was trying to save this little girl's life and you got in the way. So I'm just kind of like, how comes you didn't say that to David? Like, when you said, what the fuck, you're lying, why didn't you say that to David when he lied to you about this little girl? Because this is way more evidence than trust me, bro. You basically brought, allegedly, I'm not even sure if she's telling the truth. She might be lying. What the fuck, you're lying. I'll say that to Asia when she says that she confronted David and he lied. Because this actual evidence, what did David say? Why didn't you say, what the fuck, you're lying, David? But that didn't happen. So, you know, just looking mad Celeste, I wonder if David kind of, you know, even asked her to be styled that way. So this basically is a long post discussing why Asia kind of chose the specific moment of now to bring this forward and to call out David. For Asia to call out David. It says, Asia finally speaks against David, but why now? Asia Collins has finally made her strongest public statement yet about David, and the timing is literally too hard to ignore. So it goes on to say, in a new Instagram story, Asia calls David a psychopath and says he lied and betrayed everyone around him. She also pushes back against accusations that she cosplayed as Celeste Rivas Hernandez, reducing those claims to people saying she only resembled Celeste because they have the same skin tone and curly hair, and she always tries to use this same excuse. Less than a week ago, Asia and Celeste Herrera were both seen on a Twitch stream at a party for up-and-coming streamers Wendy and Evelyn Ortiz. Seeing these two on stream was extremely notable in itself, since Herrera has not been seen publicly since October. During the stream, Asia appeared relaxed, social, and seemingly unconcerned despite David's status hearing approaching. She was also seen getting physically close and handsy with Johnny, an ex-fling of hers and the current boyfriend of Evelyn. The minute that Evelyn walked out the room, oh no, she not out here home wrecking too. Now, immediately after that status hearing, Asia suddenly posts her strongest condemnation of David to date. That shift raises obvious questions. Why remain publicly neutral for so long only to suddenly distance yourself right after a major court development? That timing feels important. What also stands out is how Asia framed the cosplay accusations. She says that the claims, as if people are only saying she resembled Celeste Rivas Hernandez because they're both brown girls with curly hair, but that's never been the full argument. The cosplay discussion did not come solely from physical resemblance. It came from repeated visual parallels. Asia was the female lead in David's Sleep Well music video, a video that many believe was based on Celeste. More importantly, though, Asia appeared in the disturbing Favorite La Mesa Hotel video filmed in Santa Rosa, New Mexico, wearing a black tube top and black leggings after Celeste's murder, which is what police said Celeste's remains were found in. Asia, if you see this, you need to come out and let people know. Did David tell you to put that outfit on? Did he? Did he? We all want to know. So it says, so when people say cosplay, it's not just talking about race, skin tone, or curls. They're talking about things like repeated outfit similarities and the visual symbolism from the 2 music videos of David that Asia starred in. By reducing the discussion to we both have curly hair, Asia avoids addressing the actual substance of what many people have been questioning. And let's not forget that Asia knew since February 16th, 2024, documented via photographic evidence that Celeste Rivas Hernandez was a missing person who was 13 years old. Facts. Factual. She's admitted it. This is the first time Asia has spoken publicly about David in a negative way, and it comes immediately after a major legal development while also reframing criticism against herself in the narrowest possible way. Maybe this is genuine, maybe it's overdue honesty, but viewed alongside the timing, the sudden public distancing feels less like spontaneous transparency and more like deliberate narrative control. It's almost as if she cares more about the public opinion of her being a slime ball the minute Evelyn walked out the room than she does about her role in this case. I ain't gonna lie, they cooked her. I didn't know she was out here trying to snatch girls' boyfriends from them and party. That's crazy. That's actually diabolical. So let's see what people thought. Honestly, my biggest bet is that Asia probably feels safe to talk about it because, sorry, I need to make this bigger so you can actually read it. I just realized. Because David is currently rotting in a cell. It's a big shift to a few months ago where almost absolutely no movement was being made and David's arrest seemed uncertain. It still seems very stupid in her part to bring up the case whatsoever, given her closeness to him and the possible circumstantial of knowing of what was happening. But I don't really have high hopes for any of these LA kids to have a lick of common sense. So the issue is people will screech if she says something and screech if she doesn't. I've seen it in every sub related to the case. And that's not true. If she came out and said, hey, I mean, she did say some of this in the AMA, but I don't feel like she approached it in the right way and she deflected a lot. If she came out with another Instagram story, since she likes making an Instagram story, hey, why don't you do a live stream? All right. You like popping up on other people's live streams a bunch. If she did a live stream and said, I'm going to tell you everything that I know about David. I confronted him about the missing persons poster and he lied to me and said she was 19 and said she had an ID. I saw her ID. Next time I see her, he said, oh, I've never been in videos with Celeste. Tell us when you met her. You definitely, I think in my opinion, they was around each other. All right. How is she responding talking about this is my friend's girlfriend? You know enough that it was the girlfriend. Like, come on. So it says people are quite eager to rip those around David to shreds, despite the fact that many murderers, even serial killers, had plenty of friends and family close to them with zero idea of what was happening. We have no idea what anyone knew or didn't know, and I'm quite inclined to believe that he lied to them all rather convincingly. It's not uncommon in most cases. If that's the case, Asia, let us know what he said. What was the lie? How did he do this to you? How did he finesse you so badly? Okay, it's weird. It says for people to act like, oh, no. Hang on. I was enjoying that comment. People to act like everyone around him knew exactly what was happening is mere conspiracy. That distracts from the case. At this point, regardless of if anyone talks or not, people are eager to point fingers at them. ETA, everyone can stay mad, but I've been right about every other development in this case, and I can guarantee I'm right about them being uninvolved. I don't think she was involved in the murder. I just think that she knew that was his girlfriend. I just want to know the lies. Like, I think she was hedging her bets and hoping that he got out of this and didn't get arrested, and then she could continue with her Hollywood hanger-on career. Lack of career, whatever you want to call it, just a Hollywood hanger-on. Just like with anything else, y'all will just pretend you guys believed her once it's proven she hasn't been involved, and no one will be willing to apologize for the witch hunts that they participated in. Those of us around longer than TikTok existed comprehend that there's nuance to these cases, not the black and white everybody operates on. People saying, well said, people would be asking why now. She said this 3 months ago or in 3 months. Some people are just hell-bent on making anyone who knew him a villain. Here's the thing, though. If she'd have said it day after these charges came out that he was lying, just get that out there. I've been saying for a while, this isn't about justice for Celeste. A lot of these people, it's internet drama, it's a sport. Those of us who are not inclined to throw accusations out at everyone in his orbit and then subsequently called PDF protectors. Anonymity gives people way too much confidence. So, all right, we're not going to have this big argument about whether or not we can, critique these people, but she hitched her wagon to David Starr, and like now she's bearing the consequences of it. She needs to talk to the police, not Instagram. This is a very serious legal case, not social media beef. They're saying the police ain't going to do anything. She's got every right to speak up about the situation because rumors are circulating she knew about the murder or that she was cosplaying as the little girl. They're saying for all we know, she testified in front of a grand jury to whatever it is that she happened to know. Right? I'm sorry, but it looks like you answered your own question. She was seen again at that party you've pictured, and more people commented that she's cosplaying Celeste. Someone reached out to her asking what it was about. She explained and apologized. She didn't apologize, did she? Celeste has never been seen dressed like how this girl was at the party, so that comment that she's cosplaying is disrespectful to Celeste. She was in the outfit that Celeste was found dead in David's weird video that he filmed at a motel after the murder. So we need answers to that, okay? They're saying that it's a witch hunt, and yeah, we get the gist, right? I'll be willing to move on. Everyone want to act like TikTok detectives, yet can't tell the difference between a person of color. Let's pack it up, y'all. People saying, yup, thank you for this. Deflecting and dismissive. That's been her stance from the beginning. She's very shallow, no substance there, right? It's not genuine. She's just trying to build her influencer career once again. I guess she's finally feeling safe enough to do so, especially since it's becoming apparent that no one other than David will be charged at this point. I kind of doubt that her and Neo didn't know or suspect that David killed Celeste. He could get away with lying about the rotten smell to randos attending to his party, but not people who are there practically on a daily basis. Here's the thing. If she wants her influencer career, why don't she just do the right thing and just make a million videos about how David's a piece of shit and lie to her? People get on my case, oh, you milking the David story. Oh, you're doing reporting on the David story frequently because, yes, I'm digging into the case. I've dug into this very closely. She was around David. She could be on YouTube every day telling storytime videos and actually participating in basically airing out this horrible clown. Anything that embarrasses and exposes David is a good thing in my opinion, because in my opinion, it looks like from the evidence that he is a murderer and the P word. So if she really wants her influencer career so bad, why don't she just pop out and start just saying, hey, I was David's friend and this is what I heard. This is what he said. This is how he liked it. This is how he finessed me. Do it. Just do it. Okay? So, look, I'm going to just give you a quick whistle-stop tour of just all the stuff that's gone down with Asia so you can remember. So, but let's a couple more comments. Tell me you're hiding something without telling me you're hiding something. Asia still keeps on deflecting every time she opens her mouth. She gets all cagey and defensive as if she knows she might be found out and it would turn out she may have helped David's plan of Celeste murder. It's very interesting, okay? So I'm gonna give you just a real quick whistle-stop tour of David's of Celeste's backstory, of Asia's backstory and her connection to David, the alleged murderer of Celeste. So she is a wannabe actor, okay, actor, actress. She's doing her thing, you know what I'm saying? She came out here to Beverly Hills, all right? I guess she made this account in 2019. Mixed model and actress located in West Hollywood, looking for all types of work. I weightlift and box. I do UGC videos. UGC videos? That's better not be what I think it is. But she's been in a bunch of music videos. She was in a Shabuzi video. Is she taking the David content off of here? I'm not thinking she claiming the David content on her reel anymore. But they basically apparently met on the... has she deleted the David? Oh, no, there it is. Yeah. David, Sleep Well. So she first met David on this Sleep Well music video. Okay. So this was another one of David's videos and it featured this model. All right. Oh my God. It featured Asia as a model resembling Celeste. Now let's just be real here. Okay. If you want to talk about cosplaying Celeste, you hear cosplaying Celeste. All right. Now let us know. Did David put you up to this? Did David choose the costumes for this? This is the thing. It's like, oh, she wants the clout because she's over here putting it on her story, responding to people saying that she's cosplaying. Well, you're in his music video looking just like the little girl that was found in his trunk. So why don't you just pop out and tell the people what they want? Like Asia, I'm hoping you'll see this. Pop out with a long Instagram story and say, answer these questions. I would actually really appreciate, I really respect it if you popped out and said, yeah, I had no idea that I was being used in a porn for this guy's sick fantasies. He had me in the music video. Who casted you? Did David cast you personally? Did a casting director cast you? What was the brief for this music video? Do you have the treatment for this music video? Can we see it? We'd like to know. How did this guy end up with Celeste lookalikes in so many of his videos and you are one of them? So if you don't want to be seen as a cosplayer, then let us know how you ended up in his music video looking just like the little girl that was found in his trunk. Let us know how you ended up in that video that he made at the motel in the same outfit that she was found in. All right. And then we'll stop saying you're a cosplayer and we'll start looking at you like a victim, but you keeping all this too close to your chest. All right. So obviously we all remember when David performed at the Fonda Theatre. This was one of the most biggest self-incriminating parts of the whole story. All right. He was at the Fonda Theatre in June 2024. All right. Everybody was in attendance, including Celeste, including David's family. He was rocking the stage. And off stage, all right, unfortunately, a lot of people were there were involved, were you know, off camera, right? We remember this is the concert where Celeste was being walked backstage by David's brother, right? You remember this? Remember this? You remember this. Caleb, we ain't forgotten about you, Caleb. Don't worry, Caleb. We ain't forgotten about you. We ain't forgotten about you, Caleb, all right? We're wondering what's going on, all right? You got an answer for this. What happened? He did answer. Actually, to be fair, he did answer for this, and he claimed that he didn't really know. We were sent backstage to get some merch. I didn't know anything about her. I thought it was a friend of a friend. I found that hard to believe because I'm pretty sure from what I seen on Reddit, you was just sat up there in the gallery next to her. So you didn't have no conversation. Anyway, it's fine. When I get my chance to question everybody, I will. But obviously, David's mother, his brother, Asia, the other Celeste, everybody was in attendance. And what was also really crazy is that, like, your underage girlfriend was there, sat next to your brother and sister, but you didn't invite her to these official pictures. You were hiding a child. Let that girl come home, right? Like Drake, but in a different context, right? Everybody was there. Asia was there, all right? You all popping out. Neo, Asia, Caleb, everybody, like the other Celeste, everyone was there. They was all getting their photo booth on, having a good time. The whole friendship group, Neo, Asia, and the decoy Celeste. You got a whole decoy up in there. This clown, bro, this absolute clown. It's good that he's already used to having these shackles on him because I've seen him in the courtroom with these on too. It suited him, to be honest with you. It was on brand, quite frankly. So y'all was all up in the video, all up in the photo booth, all cuddled around each other, right? On these good old days, okay? So that's what was going down, all right? Now, basically, between April and September of 2025, while Celeste's body is rotting in the Tesla, okay, David's regularly seen with Asia and Neo right up until the body is found. So they're all having a hell of a time. They're all hanging out, doing little jokes, little gags, little vlogs, all right?
On my hand it says Jesus.
And it's like, well, how come you complaining that like everybody's racist? Like, everybody's racist because what you can't have curls? We're just a person of color and we have curls. Well, you got hella different hairstyles. So it's not racist. It's kind of cosplaying. Were you doing? How comes you rocking the Celeste hairdo now, but when you was rocking with David and you guys was hanging out, it was a completely different look. You had a whole different look. I think this is a better look, but like you having all type of different looks. So it low key is a cosplay. Why are you rocking the exact same curls as her now? But we know it ain't. Oh, this is just my natural. Well, you got loads of different looks that you could have pulled out, right? And this is her. This is actually her YouTube Shorts account. Okay, just all type of content on here, right? All type of content. So she over here posting David for clout nonstop, right? He a bum, right? Magnifying glass. So y'all was just loving it, right? Y'all was rocking out together, okay? And then this is possibly the most damning clip of all, right? You was chilling with David doing live streams talking about stuff like this, all right?
Don't get on the chair, brother. Go ahead, fine, go ahead.
Okay, let's see. That's how y'all get.
Yeah.
That's your man's, right? That's the dude you be hanging with, Asia, right? That's your man's. I seen him been caught in a PDF charge. That's your man's, right? You be hanging with your man.
You should let me go through your TikTok likes. Let me go through your TikTok likes.
No, you gotta go through my likes too.
What if I don't show him? What if I don't show him?
Nah.
What if I don't show him?
He admitted he was a PDF in front of everybody. In front of you. That's your man's. You be hanging. That's your man's. That your BF. That's your boyfriend or just your friend that's a boy?
You can go through my Twitter likes though.
Your Twitter likes? Okay.
You can go through my Twitter. No, you can't. No.
And look, what you got a whole different hairstyle right now, bruh.
No, you can't do that either.
Wait, you can't. Wait, but isn't that public?
No.
It's not?
No.
Let me see. I won't.
No, bro. I'm a gooner. I'm a gooner. I'm a gooner.
Look at her. Bro, you was loving this at the time.
We have people admitting to literal like murder in our confession.
Do you like report this? Guys, this person is a criminal.
I'm sorry, it's just like we have people literally in our confessions admitting to like whole ass crimes.
Yeah, why does someone just do self-promo and
So look, she's loving all that, right? Loving all of that. It was funny. It was hilarious when David talking about you can't look through my TikTok likes because I'm a gooner. I ain't even going to bring attention to what's going on right here, but just use your brain and look at her reaction.
You should let me go through your TikTok likes. Let me go through your TikTok likes.
No, you can't go through my likes. My likes too.
What if I don't show them? What if I don't show them?
Nah.
What if I don't show them?
Nah, you can go through my Twitter likes though.
Your Twitter likes? Okay.
You can go through my Twitter. No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't do that either.
Wait, you can't. Wait, but isn't that public?
No.
He is a creep, right? And he knew it. He knew it. It was through and through. He was letting everybody know. So this is the thing. David was part of the very inner friendship circle that he actually referred to as his family. He called this group of friends his family, right? Neo, Asia, Decoy Celeste, family, the fam, all right? That's his fam. That's Asia, the family, your family. So that's your family, right? So we've established that's your family and he's a gooner, right? So, you know, there's deleted Instagram posts with her, right? After Celeste's body was found, all this family talk, right? All this family talk went down the drain and she got on damage control. So they're saying Asia was seen with he who should not be named, deleted a mass majority of her Instagram posts. I noticed after I seen her Insta page a week ago with a lot more posts confirming using Insta stats, she did a bunch of deletions on September 21st, just after the body was identified. So a few weeks after, you know, the body was found in the car and we was like, who is this? What is this? Then when the body gets identified, all right, Operation Delete Everything starts, right? The Major General Delete Everything, all right? New recruit, Lieutenant Asia in the Delete Everything Corps. So, you know what I'm saying? You deleted everything. Not everything, but you deleted a lot, all right? People wondering what that's all about, okay? And she said she didn't know anything about the situation or Celeste. Well, now we know. Now we know she did know and somebody messaged her about it, right? So this is just, I'm giving you a full recap of everything, right? So then a little bit of time goes by and like a few days after she deleted everything, okay, she posted a TikTok story for 15 minutes before this post. Said, the investigation is ongoing. I will speak on things when I can and feel ready. Please respect my privacy and allow for the police to do their job. This when you thinking David's going to beat it, right? He don't get arrested for months. You thinking, let me keep it hush-hush because, like, my man, I've hitched my wagon to... That's the metaphor I'm going to keep using. I've hitched my wagon to David's little situation. Let's just hope he beats this. Let's hope he pulls through, all right? Let's hope he pulls through. So the next day, she posted another message on TikTok saying she didn't know, right? And I already showed you this earlier. Since people are being super disrespectful, I'll clarify some things. I did not know the girl nor her age. May she rest in peace. Say her name. I've never posted any videos with Celeste Rivas. She did say her name. Only my friends Vanessa and Celeste Herrera, who are commonly being mistaken as her. Everyone wants to act like TikTok detectives, yet can't see the difference between people of color. Let's pack it up, y'all. All right? So they're saying she should have stuck to her first statement. As someone said, this just creates the Streisand effect. Now people are finding contradictions. Can't even believe this is real. Okay? I couldn't either. It's crazy, right? So you're saying I never knew her age, right? I never knew the girl nor her age. Well, we found out that's cap because somebody sent it to her that she was 13, and she said that's my friend's boyfriend. Didn't know anything about. Well, you knew it was your best friend's girlfriend. So then in late October, she would talk about going sort of this return to streaming that she did. All right, she was back to streaming, and she mentioned some bad people behind the scenes. Some people thought she was talking about David, but it wasn't really clear cut enough for us to really say that she'd denounced him at this point.
I want to go back to streaming so bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, I actually loved streaming, and I hopefully will come back to like some platforms soon. But the streaming community is so severely toxic right now, and I need people to understand that, like, there's so much stuff that goes behind the scenes that you guys just do not see. But I digress. You guys will probably find out some of the people I'm talking about very soon, because when you're a bad person, eventually everyone finds out naturally. That's the thing about bad people. They expose themselves. I don't need to do anything. Karma's a bitch.
So a lot of people thought she was talking about David. Okay, other people were thinking that it's someone else. All right, but basically, this says Viet Tran, a streamer, was off to the side in a photo with David and Celeste. So it was actually taken on 26th, 27th. Anyway, that's not really relevant to this. We're just talking about Asia's contradictory public statements that she put out there. So this is the next thing that she put out there, right? So she responded basically after a screenshot was made public that showed Asia knew about Celeste being missing from her family and being 13 years old as early as February 2024, and this seemingly prompted her to write yet another message on TikTok. So this is what was going around, and she later confirmed that this was real. What's even more disgusting about this is it was February 16th, 2024. So I believe this is before somebody from Celeste's, I don't know if it was family or a friend or someone like that, but somebody contacted David's management and said, I know the little girl's with you, send her home, and she got sent home. When this is getting sent around, Celeste is still in David's clutches, all right? And people saying, bro, this is my friend's girlfriend. Listen, this is where any way you confirm she's 13. And she says, what the F, you're lying. We've now confirmed this is real. So then she responded, for legal and safety reasons, I do not feel comfortable talking about the case. I will speak about it in due time. In the meantime, I suggest you don't believe everything you see online. So she tried to muddy the waters and act like this wasn't real and plant seeds of doubt. And then she later confirmed in a Reddit AMA that was real. All right? So she's in big trouble. She's in big trouble. So after that, this would be the next thing that she would post. So I'm just giving you all the just giving you all the context so that we can kind of like just make it very clear what was going on. So this didn't even stop her from posting on social media after being exposed so diabolically. Having been informed that your friend was dating a minor, and you're on live streams talking about I'm a gooder. Let me look at your TikTok likes. You know you saying let me look at your TikTok likes and him saying no is like you don't play dumb. The joke that you've got two little girls on screen. The joke is that he's a PDF, right? He's a PDF file. He's that sort of file, and he couldn't possibly let you look at his TikTok likes because he's a gooner, because he goons too. Not illegal videos, but in that context, it would be illegal to do that, if you get what I'm saying. That he's got a bunch of illegal videos on his phone, but he's also on TikTok being a gooner. All right. And that's funny. You're making a joke. Oh, it's funny. Let me look through your TikTok likes. You know what was going on. You knew what was going on. We seen it. We seen you. Okay. And she kept on posting, even in spite of the fact she was getting exposed. So a couple of weeks later on Halloween, she basically made light of the situation on her TikTok. So it says, please God, let this be Asia's last Halloween with freedom. All right. So she's responding to people basically saying they hope she's in jail.
No. I love Halloween. Please. No. I love Halloween. Please.
So she's saying, don't lock me up. I love Halloween. No. All right. It's crazy. So Redditors would take note of David's, fam. All right. He's the people that he called family. And basically just everybody was completely nonchalant about the situation. Neo, Asia, everybody was laughing. She's over here laughing and joking about the fact that people on TikTok are saying they hope this is her last Halloween, not in jail. So to the people like Neo and Asia, who have been posting shamelessly, laughing and making jokes about the fact that they have eyes on them. Asia, the girl who made a post showing her, Vanessa, and Celeste Rivera all holding hands and happily enjoying their Halloween. Asia, the girl who called Celeste Rivas that girl and stated she didn't know her age when there's leaked text from 2024 showing she did in fact know Celeste's age. Asia, who showed no semblance of compassion for a dead child. And then Neo, the guy who stayed silent only due to what I can assume are legalities, only to break it to boast about how much people were discussing him. Neo, the guy who acted like he achieved some level of notoriety from this and wore it like a badge of honor. Neo, who has also shown no semblance of compassion for a dead child. These people are cruel, and there's a reason they found common ground with someone as sick and evil as David, because birds of a feather flock together. Now, there's no evidence or either that these people are involved directly unless we know otherwise, but I'm making this post so people really consider how cruel, tone-deaf, and uncaring these people have been. Celeste was today announced to have been frozen, decapitated, dismembered, and having been decaying for months and months. All of these people have shown is their egos. They never once said anything beyond sad what happened, but no, it's not just sad. Your best friend brutally murdered someone, and those two tone-deaf Fs go and post themselves continuing to go out and enjoying their time as if nothing happened. Their biggest issue and biggest claim to fame is people are talking about me on the internet. You guys want to hate so bad. There's such a lack of understanding of the severity of this situation. It absolutely disgusts me. Again, there's no hard evidence that these people are directly involved, but I implore everyone to cancel these effing people on the sole basis of how self-absorbed, uncaring, and disgusting they've shown themselves to be. It's narcissistic that that's their biggest takeaway it's narcissistic their biggest takeaway is that the world just wants to talk about them. I cannot imagine laughing in the faces of the enraged public knowing someone was so brutalized. These people never deserve a platform ever again. Don't even view their pages, don't even message them. Let them fade into obscurity. Being irrelevant is clearly their worst fear. They clung to a murderer for relevancy. That says enough. That was scathing. Okay, that is scathing. So anyway, yeah, I'm not too worried about the comments on this, but basically, okay, at the end of November, that's when we saw Asia out of the country. She popped up in Oslo, Norway, and a lot of people were thinking she was actually on the run. This got mixed responses from people because this was around about the time that prosecutors were convening a grand jury. This post went around on November the 29th, 2025, and that was the month that the grand jury was actually hearing the evidence. So, you know, as we now know, because of the reporting that went down, days before she popped up in Norway, that's when it actually was being reported that, you know, the Celeste Rivas situation was going to a grand jury. That is November the 26th, 2025. So I don't need to read you the article, but the grand jury was convening whilst she was swanning off to Norway. So that's when she decided to come to Reddit in February 2026. Not that's when, but the next time she popped her head up above the parapet was this. And I did a full breakdown on this. Go and search Trapmore Asia Reddit or something in Google. It's quite hard to find my old videos because I post so damn often on this channel. But basically, okay, she really did this. This really is her. This is legitimately her. Has she left any recent comments? I ain't even checked recently. I don't think she's posted nothing in months. I think she knew better, to be honest. She stopped after all of that. So she gave up. She phoned it in. Look, I won't necessarily read this whole thing, but she did do an AMA. She said, yes, it's actually my account. I wanted to come on here and state a few things. It's all gotten out of hand. I've made it clear I'm no longer friends with David. As for talking about things, I'm respecting the investigation as well as Celeste. You guys don't know everything going on as much as you've done digging. I'm also lost as well. The harassment has gotten horrible. I have people being extremely misogynistic and terrible towards me because of things they believe to be true, but not actually having any facts. Again, it's like she basically, you know, kind of, she did do some of the right things. I'm going to give it to her. She did do some of the right things. She said she wanted justice for Celeste. She said she's been a victim of grooming. She sort of tried to play the victim in this a little bit. And it's like, that's all well and good. But a minute ago, you was talking about, you know, you was on Reddit. Sorry, you was on stream with David laughing and giggling, talking about, I'm a gooner, right? Like, now you're playing the victim, but it was all good just a week ago. You doing all that, you giggling and chuckling doing this.
Go ahead, fine, go ahead.
You enabling this. He's a gooner, right?
You should let me go through your TikTok likes. Let me go through your TikTok likes.
No.
See, you're asking him that for a reason. You're asking him that for a joke because you know that he likes sordid images of youngsters on TikTok. You like, you know, because it's a big joke to you, right? It's a big joke for content for you that he is on TikTok gooning to minors, right? That's what's going on. That's actually what you're doing and making jokes about in the flesh. So, you know, now you're on here playing the victim, talking about I was a victim of grooming, but it's funny when you're talking about he's a gooner. Can I look through your TikTok likes? So anyway, she did this AMA. This was a really bad decision, but at the end of the day, she did do some good, but also, you know, it's like we didn't really get the best answers from it, right? Asia, what's David's explanation when Celeste wasn't around anymore after January the 2nd? You met her more than once. We both know that. Have you been cooperating with the police? That's a good thing about this liar saying she only met Celeste once for 5 minutes, something stupid she said. I had no clue about anything, right? Basically, the answers just, they weren't the best, right? She kind of dug herself a hole a few times. Just go and watch. I read every single response to this. We haven't got time for it in this video, okay? But basically, she's now just continuing to post on social media like nothing ever happened, right? She's just back 4 days ago, said it's not that deep, but it do be funny to me. She just on here posting, full face of makeup. There's full Celeste hairdo. Let's be real. We seen her with other hairdos, right? When you was chilling in David's crib doing a live stream, you had so many different looks that you could choose from. But now, and you wanna talk about, oh, everyone's saying I'm cosplaying because I'm a woman of color. You got the Celeste you got the Celeste hairdo on right now. Like, yes, there's a lot of different hairstyles you could do. It's like, why are you going back to this now now that you're popping out again?
And you call another man ba or boss, that's like calling another man daddy. I'll make the rules. If you're a dude and you call another man ba or boss, that's like calling another man daddy. I'll make the rules.
That's her idea of content, okay? That's her idea of content. So look, I think if she really wants to get some motion, she should pop out and actually address some of these things properly and be honest. Come on here and react. Come on my show, do an interview with me. Asia, do you want to do an interview with me? Hit me up. Let me know. Follow me on Instagram. I'll see it. and then let's do an interview, because I will actually clean this up for you if you genuinely humble yourself and come and respond to this, because like I want to know what this was all about, to be honest with you. Like this just
What if
I don't show him? What if I don't show him?
Nah.
What if I don't show him?
Nah, you gonna talk about.
what if I don't show him because I know how bad it is, because you're on TikTok gooning to stuff you shouldn't be looking at, right? That's the joke. That's the joke. When we was together and hanging out, that was the joke. But now you didn't know anything, you didn't know any better. But you're on here joking about how your homie is on TikTok liking things he shouldn't be liking. So yeah, I'm not buying it, unfortunately. I don't want people to feel like I'm going at her unduly, but it's just like, bruh, you done tied yourself in a loop a bunch of times, right? You tried to keep it hush because you was thinking maybe David would get away with this, and you in this whole celebrity group, and now you kind of coming back around. But there's still time, Asia. There's still time. Let's clean it up. All right, I would take the interview. But anyway, I'll let you guys know if I hear anything more about this. I've got another David update I might do today or tomorrow, and I've got some other topics. But for now, I'm out, guys. Peace.